Hello, and welcome to Go Green. I'm Bob Kinsey, the Green Party candidate for United States Senate in Colorado. And we'll be coming before you on this camera throughout the year with issues that the Green Party is concerned about, focused around our 10 values, our 10 key values in the Green Party. And one of those key values is nonviolence and peace. And one of our major platforms in the 2004 platform statement was 3 pages on peace in the Middle East. We're meeting at a time on the very day when our vice president was shown on TV saying, "What's the big deal here?" Talking about the Freedom Flotilla that was intercepted on the high seas by the Israeli Defense Force and essentially murder was committed on the high seas, and the ships were taken into Israel. 9 people were killed. We're talking about how in the world can we bring peace? How can people who are concerned about the tremendous humanitarian crisis in Gaza respond to that crisis and not be intercepted by Israel and its blockade of Gaza? I have with me tonight 2 people who are Americans, Coloradans, who live here in Denver and have been involved in Middle East peace issues for decades. On my right is Gary Anderson, who is a member of the Unitarian Universalists for Justice in the Middle East. And on my left is Beth Dowd. Hi, Beth. It's nice to have you with us. And she works with the Rocky Mountain Peace and Justice Center now, but I can remember long ago when we were together with the Colorado Campaign for Middle East Peace back in the 1990s. And what is your read? What is the big deal here, Gary? These 2 people, have paid attention and have information to give you that you will not hear on the mainstream media. You will hear all kinds of posturing that's molded and shaped essentially by a media that attempts to please what an organization in the United States called the American-Israeli Public Affairs Committee, which gives incredible amounts of money to our Congress. So, and their positions are tremendously shaped by those campaign contributions, as the media is as well. What is the big deal? What is the big deal here? Gary, you want to start?
Okay, first, just a little bit, Bob, about me. I'm a civil engineer. I've got 40 plus years of experience in water and wastewater design construction. I'm retired now, but my last main full-time job was I was living in Palestine, and I ran a design build project for a water distribution line in the Gaza Strip. So I can speak with some authority about the intentional creation of hardship and misery in Gaza. Palestine broadly, but specifically Gaza.
Long before the blockade.
Long before 3 years ago, 5 years ago, since '67, a progressive conversion of Gaza as a place that was an exporter of food and manufactured goods into a broken society with no access to its own water, no access to its own fisheries. We've created them into a beggar society, which caused when you have when somebody has to come with a begging bowl, they have to be compliant. And to me, the issue here, the proximate issue is the Israeli raid upon this Freedom Flotilla with 10,000 tons of relief supplies for Gaza. But to me, this is just a manifestation of Israeli intolerance for any kind of insubordination. Since its founding in 1948, the modern nation of Israel has steadfastly refused to allow any progress by the Palestinians toward a self-sufficient state. And the Palestinians are left with 2 choices: suffer and endure whatever the Israelis mete out to them, or go away. Anything else is insubordination and not accepted. And this is this hard-handed military intervention is totally consistent with that long-term Israeli policy.
And when you look at the map of the progressive incursions of Israeli settlements in the West Bank and Gaza over the time since 1948, it's incredible, isn't it? The amount of land that increasingly under control.
It's
of the
not
Israeli
accidental that Israel has put 500,000 of its people into the West Bank. They posture that they've removed their Israeli presence from Gaza. But again, I ran an office of 12 to 15 people in Gaza City 2 years ago. And the wisdom then was that Israel got their people out so they could bomb and strafe and gas and do whatever without concern about hurting Israeli citizens. And so, but nevertheless, keep never loosening the noose around Gaza. And so, if you just look at, again, this is not accidental, from the dominant political party in Israel in recent decades has been Likud. The Likud party platform in the 1970s said there shall be no Arab state established between the Jordan and the Mediterranean. They would never say Palestine. That word with P can't be said, but an Arab state. Then by the time you get to 1999, the Likud platform allows how some form of appearance of autonomy may be allowed under local rule as long as it's consistent with Israel's needs for security. So this is in the Likud platform, and so it is not accidental that all these things are happening. The nibbling away, the partitioning of the West Bank into 200 separate cantons. I've lived there. You could take hours to get 8 miles going through checkpoints. So yes, this is not accidental. It's not just a bad contretemps that was a misunderstanding. It's intentional and deep-rooted.